not why I'm part of Agent Mafia. I'm part of Agent Mafia because I want to help the real estate community become way more versed on the mortgage side of the business. Because I think there's this really big divide where they think that lenders should stay lenders and real estate agents should stay real estate agents. Stay in your lane. I think that's horrible advice. Okay. I think the more a real estate agent knows about mortgages, the better they're going to be in as a real estate agent, and they're going to close more deals, and it makes our lives easier. I mean, are you kidding me? I have a client coming in. They already know that they need a down payment. They already know what their price range should be about. They already know what paperwork they need, and they come at me ready to go because they already talked to the real estate agent. That's a dream come true, right? I don't have to do all the work. I just do what I need to do, which is, of course, pull the credit, structure the deal, write the letter, and of course, take the loan and process it whenever it's time, right? I mean, to me, if I didn't have to answer questions about mortgages because my referral partners are so well versed on it, that would be a dream come true. Not saying that I need to be replaced and not saying that I don't want to work, but let me do what I need to do, which is the loan, and you can handle the actual selling, right? So I think it's okay for clients to know, or not clients, mortgage real estate agents to know about mortgages. I think it just makes for a better conversation, anyways, and a better understanding. I mean, I think the more real estate agents know about mortgages, the more they can empathize with us lenders, and we just have a more synergistic, more chemistry type relationship, right? So, yeah, I mean, I think it's okay to basically kind of think on the same level, right? But again, I have nothing to sell. My goal is just to make sure you guys know as much as I do about mortgages, so you can go close more deals. And that way, if you ever meet me in person, you can high five me and say, "Hey, Larry, because of your class, I closed more deals. Thank you very much." That's my goal. Okay,
That's awesome.
um, you gotta make a move. For those of you who don't know me or are new to this call, my name is Larry Lee, and I am one of the official coaches here at Agent Mafia. The Godfather himself, Brad Vanderwall, calls me the Lone Boss. I hope to honor and live up to that title. Okay. Today, we're going to talk about top secret mortgage tips to turn more leads into buyers. Now, I know that doesn't sound very sexy, but it's probably sexier than what most loan officers would try to teach you on a call like this. Okay. Being in the mortgage business since 2015, and after working with and talking to hundreds of different real estate agents, I have come to realize that most of you guys do not have a battle plan mapped out with a preferred lender partner. Basically, you don't have like a system or a process or a strategy that you focus your energy towards with a particular lender, right? You convince a buyer to work with you as their real estate agent, and the next step is to get them pre-qualified. So you give them possibly three names of lenders you may or may not even like, and you pray that the buyers are able to buy a house, and you won't really know until you eventually and randomly get an email from one of those lenders, right? But that's what a lot of real estate agents seem to do, right? Or maybe you do take it one step further and you uh, let lenders that you referred someone their way, and they may get a phone call from your buyer, but there's no real warm handoff. You don't give the lender their information. You just tell them, "Hey, I just wanted to let you know I referred someone to you. You should be expecting a call. Their name is John," right? Or maybe you are actually definitely trying to make an intentional effort to protect your pipeline by doing a group meeting, a group call, or a group email, maybe like a group text, and you introduce your future buyer to your lender partner, almost in a very "here you go, let me know when they're ready to make offers, good luck" type of fashion. It's like you're just passing the baton to the lender, and you just kind of pray, right? This calls to show you that perhaps the most important part of the buyer's journey or experience, the decision to work with you as a real estate agent, and the dreaded handoff to some random lender that you, the agent, vouched for, is the most underrated, underappreciated, and underrespected, in fact, disrespected part of the entire buying process. And on this call, I'm going to offer solutions I've developed with my own referral partners on how to solve for this lack of effort, thought, and honestly, awareness. And with these strategies I offer you to today, you should convert more on the fence buyers, get more referrals, and ultimately close more deals. This will set you apart from other real estate agents, put you in a position of power and advantage, and make your life a whole lot easier while increasing your GCI. And most importantly, serve your clients at the highest level possible. About me, I'm a certified veteran mortgage advisor. All that really means is I took extra time and energy and money and invested into learning more about the VA loan so that I can be certified to help veterans. Not that it's the only loan that I do, but I believe it's the most underserved and honestly the most misunderstood loan out there. And I just wanted to make sure I serve veterans at the highest possible level. But I apply the same passion and efforts towards any client I work with. Okay. I've been in the mortgage business since 2015, but I've also been in social media marketing coach since 2018. I kind of go hand in hand. I know it sounds like it's two different ways of thinking, but we're in sales and marketing, so it's me just doing what I normally do anyways. But I actually was able to get to the point where I could coach and train and support other people, including my referral partners, on how to grow their social media marketing. Okay. I've spoken in front of or trained tens of thousands of real estate agents. So this is something that I really like doing, and it's kind of a daily thing that I like to do, right? In fact, I run a weekly coaching call, Q&A session, as you would call it, with thousands of real estate agents that um, subscribe to it. So that's a little bit about me. Okay. So the question or the problem that most agents and loan officers have while trying to convert is, how do I convince someone to move forward and choose me? What I mean by that is you're either speaking to leads or referrals or people that you've met that you know that there is a realm of possibility that they're going to buy a house. What you want to do is you want to, of course, number one, convince them to use you as their real estate agent. But of course, number two, to actually take action, right? Now, you don't want to rush them and push them, but you want to be sure that they know everything they need to know in order to make a very fully informed and intelligent decision. And of course, we all know now is always the best time to buy, right? So if they're ready, if they can afford it, then they should actually be shopping, at least be pre-qualified, right? Um, but the one thing that a lot of us loan officers and real estate agents are worried about is, are they going to work with me? Will they work? Will they choose me? Because of course there's a lot of competition out there. They might or actually know several real estate agents or loan officers. They might actually be related to loan officers or real estate agents. Okay, but I actually address concerns that most buyers have and use that concern as an opportunity to convert them to work with you exclusively. Okay, most buyers want the best interest rate. We can all agree to that, right? But they don't know how to get it. They don't have a clue on how to get that. Okay. Most buyers are also concerned about their credit or credit scores, right? I would say a vast majority of people do not have perfect credit, right? And even the ones with perfect credit don't know if they have perfect credit until they actually apply, right? Not all of them, but some do. Okay. Most buyers want some sort of incentive or discount or some sort of financial advantage on work on who they choose, right? Happens to me every single day. What's your best interest rate? That's literally the question. That how do I make sure that I'm going to get the best deal with you? That's literally what they're asking, right? And I'm pretty sure your real estate agents encounter the same kind of conversation when you're talking to a potential buyer, right? And most buyers have questions about financing and mortgages. Let's be honest, right? I'm pretty sure if you're talking to buyers, financing or mortgages comes up in the conversation most of the time, right? So again, these are the problems I think most agent loan officers have while trying to convert. What I want to do today is I want to show you how you can make lenders fight to guarantee the best rate in any market. I'm talking about the 2021 market when interest rates were in the twos and threes, and the market that we have today where rates are in the actually I would say the rates in 2022 where the rates were in the sixes and sevens, and now they're starting to come down, right? So right now we're actually at a point where we can actually remember three different markets in our recent memory. Okay, so I'm going to show you how you can guarantee the best interest rate for your clients in any of those markets. Okay, also I want to show you how you can offer your future clients possible increases in their credit scores. Okay, again, leveraging lenders to get credits towards your clients' costs. Because again, um, so Sonia asked, are you going to talk about VA loans or every loan? I'm going to talk about the general relationship between a real estate agent and a loan officer and the buyer experience. So nothing specific in terms of loan products. Okay. But of course, if you have questions about the VA loans, I hopefully am qualified enough to answer the question. Okay. Excuse me. So again, I'm going to show you how to leverage lenders to get credit towards your client's costs, because who doesn't want free money, right? Especially clients who are thinking about buying a house. Okay. Um, and of course, I'm going to show you how to get instant answers to most mortgage questions. And when I say get instant answers, I'm talking about holding your loan officers and your lender partners accountable, and then finding other resources if they fall short. Okay. So again, the first thing I'm gonna talk about is how to make lenders fight, right? And this is something that I can literally attest to you that I've done this multiple times and it works every single time. Okay. Whenever you have lenders fighting for a client's business using rates or whatever you want to call it, there's always some sort of victory or benefit or gain for the client. Okay. So it sounds like it's more work, but it's totally worth it if you do it correctly. Okay. Story time. I've actually saved a buyer over $8,500 in interest rates by helping them negotiate the rates with their current lender, and I didn't even get the loan. Okay, so what I mean by that is I had a client who was asking me what my rates are going to be, and of course I already knew that they had another lender and knew what that other lender's rates. So that I had a better interest rate, not with discount. I mean purely a better interest rate, a better deal, right? And I screenshot the deal, right? And I sent it to him. And he goes, wow, that's amazing. And I go, yeah, if you go this route, you will save $8,500 because of their rate versus my rate. This is the difference of interest you would be paying, right? And they asked me, well, should I just go with you or should I go with the other lender and tell them what you can do? And of course, me being, I had two people on my shoulder. I had the angel and I had the devil, right? The devil was telling me, tell them to go with you, just lock it up, lock it down. Who cares about the lender? That's what the devil said. But the angel said, no, you want the best interest for your client. You want to help everyone out. You want to be fair. Tell the client to go ahead and let the other lender know what you can do and give that lender a chance to match or beat it or whatever. That way you do officially give the client the best opportunity to get the best rate. So I went ahead and said, go ahead and show my screenshot to your other lender and see if they can match it. If they can't beat it, if they can't match it or beat it, then obviously you know who to go with, right? Well, lo and behold, that lender was able to match it, right? And of course, because the client already had their loan in process, they already had appraisals going on, they already knee deep on the process. They decided to stick with them. The ironic thing was I was able to beat it the next day because rates got better, but they still stuck with the other person. That's another uh, thing that I would want to complain about later, not on this call, right? But I still felt great because I helped that person save $8,500, right? And it's a veteran, okay? So I felt like I did the good deed for the day. And it sucked that I didn't get the deal, but I still get the opportunity to help that client ultimately, and that's all that really matters, right? And honestly, I slept really well that night. Now, this person, of course, promised me that they're going to refinance me, and they actually introduced me to their entire company. I talked to like 5,000 people in their company on a Facebook group because of the help that I provided. So it all came back, tenfold, right? But the point is, I did this knowing that I might risk losing this client, but I did it because I wanted to. Make the best situation for them. So how do you do this, right? So what you do is you actually tell your future client uh, that, and I'm telling you as the real estate agent, right? So you tell your future client that you have lenders who will price compete for you as a service for free. So you literally, when you talk to this person, it's like, I can get you the best rate because I have a network or partnerships with lenders who will provide you a price comparison as a service for free. It costs you nothing, right? So right there, you're handling the first concern, which is how do I get the best interest rate? Well, you have a system for it, okay? And what you do is you build a relationship with a lender. You can ask them to price compete, and honestly, even though it can be inconvenient, it's an opportunity, right? So I would never get mad if a real estate agent asked me, "Hey, can you see if you can beat this rate?" I think to myself, "Hey, you're giving me an opportunity to win this client over. If I can give a better rate, then I win the client, right?" So that's to me, it's a referral, even though it's already loaded. Like I have to fight for the client. It's still an opportunity that I didn't have before that, right? You have to make it clear with your preferred partner that you're going to constantly call on them and get price quotes, no question asked. What I mean by that is this is the relationship you're building because you're providing a service to your real estate agents, right? So you have to tell them, hey, I'm going to call you. I'm going to ask you for price checks or price quotes because I want to be known as the real estate agent that can get lenders to compete for the best rate. So this lender has to be basically on the same page. They have to be willing to play ball, right? If you need to, or if you want to, you can always do this, but you can tell the story where I
I have
saved
a
85.
question.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
So, just to understand the terminology better, when you talk about fight for your client, you are the loan officer and you're gonna fight with the lender. I mean, the bank that's gonna give you the money. Is that what you're talking about, right? You are the loan officer fighting with the lender, the big institution that's gonna give you the money.
What I'm saying is that you get two loan officers to compete against each other, right? So let's say you have your preferred lender, right? And I like to use builders as an example because this happens to me all the time with builders. Let's say you have a client that wants to buy a new construction, right? And the builder provides them a interest rate quote, whatever, right? You say, hey, listen, the builders offering you a great incentives, they're giving you a great rate, but let my preferred lender fight to see if they can get you a better rate. And if they can't get you a better rate, at least they can tell you that you got a great deal. And worst case scenario, the lender, my preferred partner, can tell you what they can do, and you can actually bring that to your builder lender and try to get them to negotiate a lower rate for you. So no matter what, it's a win-win situation. Either one, you know you got the best rate possible because a lender actually fought to try to give you a better rate. And number two, if the lender that you introduced to the client has a better rate, then they have options to save money with you because of your efforts, because of your connections and the system that you built. So the goal is to literally provide a service to get the best rate possible for your clients, and you're the middleman. You're the one that's setting it up, right? That's kind of the point of uh this strategy. Does that make sense, Sonia? She says
It
thank you.
does. Thank you. It does.
No problem. Yeah, and the reason why this is a sort of a weird, complicated, because you're asking lenders to work for free, right? I constantly work for free for my referral partners. I constantly get a phone call. Hey, can you beat this rate? This client's doing this, whatever. And I say, send me the rate sheet, whatever. Send me the loan estimate, whatever, and I'll take a look. And I constantly price them, and I'll tell them whether or not I can beat them or not. If I can beat them, then hopefully I get the deal. But if I don't, it doesn't matter. I'm serving my referral partner. They're trying to make themselves look better by providing a service that most real estate agents cannot provide, and they stand out because of it. And I'm a part of that. So I'm all about it, right? Even if I don't get the deal, I want to empower my referral partners with the ability to provide the number one thing people are looking for, basically, or honestly, the best interest rates. Okay, so I'm telling you to create a system behind this, not just randomly do it. Make it happen every single time, right? And sell that as a value add when you're trying to convince people to work with you. Okay, so, like I was saying, you can tell my story. Like you can say, "Hey, I know a lender." You can say, You work for me, whatever, doesn't matter." I know a lender that saved $8,500 on one of my clients, right, by doing this strategy, right, and treat it like a free service you provide for all your clients. Make it seem like that's part of your process. Hey, if you work with me as a real estate agent, I can provide you a free rate quote competition between different lenders. You have a lender, okay, well, let me see their rate sheet. I have a lender that will actually try to match it or beat it, and then you have options to choose different lenders because of rate, right? So you just provide options. Okay, again, most people want the best real estate, the best interest rate, but they don't know how to achieve it. You're providing the how. Okay, so I've actually had lenders, literally had lenders call me on the phone and ask me, why would I coach real estate agents on how to do this? Right? They're like, why would you do this? Why would you make it harder for yourself? Why would you voluntarily tell them to fight for a better rate with you? Right? Like basically telling people to shop you. They don't have an abundance mindset. Okay, they don't have a give and service mindset. To them, they feel like this is a zero sum game. If they don't get a deal, then they're going to miss out. The way I look at it, the more you give, the more service you provide, the more opportunities that you create for yourself, the better for everyone as a whole. Okay. So that's why I do it. Okay. But I actually was once called crazy by another lender because I showed my rate sheet. Like I told you the story, he literally said, "I don't believe that other lender actually showed you his rate sheet. That's crazy." Right. It's almost like we're showing you, the back of the warehouse, right? Stuff that you're not supposed to see, right? But it was an effort to negotiate a better rate for them. Okay. So again, you want to have two lenders set up. One can be your preferred lender partner who's willing to be a sacrificial lamb, and that's really what they become. Like again, I've actually became the guy that would just do the work and not get the deal. Why? Because I want to be able to honor what my referral partners say. I can get you a competitive rate quote. Okay, that's the point, and why you need to find a lender who's willing to do that. Okay, I believe it's okay to tell every lender, whether you're talking to your preferred lender or the lender from the builder. I think it's okay to tell every single person that you are shopping for the best rate. I think it's okay to let them know that because it makes us all put our best foot forward. We don't play games, right? Like if you say, "Hey, I want to get a rate quote from you, but I just want to let you know I'm not talking to other lenders about their rate quote." By doing that, you're going to make that person fight for your business and do the best they can. If they decide not to fight, then you don't want to work with them anyways because they're not willing to help. They're not willing to try to give you the best service, best rate possible. Okay, so I think it's okay to let everyone know. Okay. So what you do is you get your client to get a locked loan estimate. They have to be under contract, of course, right? So once your client's under contract, you get a locked loan estimate from lender A. Let's say you have your preferred lender and then you have the builder's lender. And let's call the builder's lender lender A and your preferred lender lender B. So you ask the builder to provide a locked loan estimate. Once you get the locked loan estimate, you send it to lender B, your preferred lender, and ask them to beat it. Okay. If they can beat it, then obviously you lock with lender B and you go with them, right? And of course, it has to make sense financially, right? If they can match it, well, then you have to decide. Well, it's not beating it, but it's matching, and I'd rather you work with my preferred lender. You can decide to lock if you want. It's your choice, right? And if they like the other lender, maybe they will lock it. But if they're like, I'm okay with the builder's lender, then of course that's okay. But you still have that lender, lender B, around just in case so you can relock a lower rate. What I mean by that is it's happening right now. Rates can drop and will drop during your career. Okay. So rates were in the six and sevens in 2022, right? Towards the end, it started getting closer to the low sixes. Okay. So I'm in a situation, this exact moment right now, where someone locked with a builder lender for a higher interest rate in December, and now rates are lower in January. So I'm actually locking them at a lower rate. Okay. Because I before I couldn't beat it because it's a builder. They have like crazy incentives, right? So I couldn't beat it in December, but now I can beat it in January and they're locking and they're going with me because I was floating. And this is the strategy I'm telling you about. Is even though that second lender may not be able to beat the lender A's locked loan estimate, the fact that they're around, they can float, waiting to see if the rates are going to go down. And if they do, well, then you have the lender B requote, and if it's a lower rate, then you lock it, and now you jump lenders, right? And it may take more effort. There could be some delays, but a good lender should be able to handle it very smoothly. Like we close our loans average 21 days, and that's including builders in 30 different states. Okay, so we have no issues closing really fast if we need to. 7-day closes are normal, especially if there's already an appraisal and such, right? So it depends on the situation, but we can close loans fast if we have to, right? So you want to work with a lender who not only is willing to do this, but also can do their job properly. Okay. So yeah, this is the secret sauce, right? Having a floating lender, meaning they're not locked, willing to be the sacrificial lamb and will guarantee a low rate just in case rates were to drop and the clients are stuck with a higher lock rate with the lender A. Okay. Um, you really should demand more from your preferred lender partners. Okay. They should be willing to do this every time, even if they don't get the loan, because your business and your clients should be the top priority to that lender. Okay. The way I look at it, the more I support my referral partners, the more business they're going to do, the more opportunities I'm going to get. Okay. So I don't mind fighting for or competing for the client's business. Again, it's an opportunity. Okay. Bonus tip, APR is the most important number, not interest rate. Okay. A lot of people don't think about this and they kind of get distracted by the interest rate conversation. A lower rate could be a result of buying down the rate using discount points. So let me show you what I mean by that. Okay. So this is what a locked loan estimate looks like. Okay. Page one. This is what you're looking for. The rate lock. Okay. It has to say yes. And then there's going to be a date, right? So this is what you're trying to achieve from lender A, right? Now, again, you want to focus on APR. Okay. Why? Because even though the rate might be lower, they might be buying it down using discount points. So in actuality, it's a lower rate, but it's actually costing the client more. Okay. So in this case, this person is paying 0.25% or $405 for this lower rate. Okay, this is a discount. Now this is actually not that expensive. I've seen how you call it discount points that were in the thousands. Okay, but the reason why it's important to focus on APR because it's your actual cost over the long term expressed as a rate, and it's on page three. It's literally the page that no one looks at. Page one, page two, and page three. This right here actually tells you how much the loan is going to cost you. So there's been instances where I was working against a competing lender. They had a way lower interest rate than I did, but their APR was a lot higher than mine. It's because of discount points. Okay, so you got to focus on APR, not rate. Okay, and I'm not sure why this thing keeps popping. Sorry about that. So again, focus on APR. It's the most important number. Um, they a lot of lenders try this bait and switch method. Okay, I'm not going to name any names, but you probably know some of these lenders who will show a very low rate, but there's a discount point, and they don't really do a good job of communicating that there's a discount behind it. Okay, so again, APR is always on page three of the lock loan estimate. Okay, so interaction time. Anybody have any experience in this type of method or strategy with their referral partners? Anybody willing to share their approach or any ideas from what I just said, or any questions? Actually, Sonia has a question. So does my client has to apply with a loan for my second preferred lender? Yes, that's the only way it can happen. Again, I know it sounds like it's more work, but if you can save someone $8,500, isn't it worth it? Right? And don't you think you'll get a lot more referrals because you took the time and effort and you coach them step by step on what to do, right? So yes, it
Yeah.
could possibly take more time and they actually can create delays. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I have a, yes, I agree with you. I have a question for you. I'm working right now with a buyer, and
Mhm.
they got the pre-approval letter, and they gave us a sheet with the all the numbers breakdown. Okay,
Mhm.
that one is not locked LE. It's not. It's just it's not locked. It's just loan estimate. You know what I mean? That sheet.
Mhm.
So, is that one the different one than this one you're talking about?
So I'm going to show you what the log loan estimate looks like. This is what you're looking for. It's literally the same document across the board for every lender, at least in the United States. Okay. So if this is not what you can go with, okay, a lot loan estimate is a very official documentation. Okay, it says loan estimate at the top. It actually says save this a loan estimate to compare with your closing disclosure. It's it's across the board the same for every lender using Fannie and Freddie loans. Okay, so if this is not what you're getting for your client, then that's more than likely like an itemized fee sheet. That's something that can be created using PDFs or whatever. It's not an official disclosure. It's literally something that the lender can print out from their system. What I'm showing
Oh,
you,
gotcha.
yes,
So what do I need to do then to get exactly this one? Because what I got, it's not like yours, you know. It's like a sheet that one side the sheet shows some numbers, the other side shows another numbers. I didn't get this.
you literally have to be under contract, right? And
Mm.
this is part of your initial disclosures. Okay. Uh, I want to make it very clear the mortgage business is a disclosure business. We have to literally be transparent with all the information that we're providing you. The loan estimate is one of the largest or most important disclosure sent out to your clients, right? So they made sure it was a standardized form so that it's easy to compare. So what I mean by that is if you got one from Bank of America, one from Wells Fargo, one from me, one from uh, uh, you know Quicken, they're all going to look exactly the same. Okay, that's the point of that is so that you can literally look at it and compare apples to apples, right? So that is something that is sent out at initial disclosures. So basically, when the loan is ready to be started, is when this sends out, and they don't start the loan until the client signed this, right?
That's right.
So yeah, so that's what you need to get, right? The itemized fee sheet, no, that's not real. That's, I mean, it's literally toilet paper, okay? Because they can
Okay,
change that, they can change it however they
but
want.
yeah, but the only time that I'm gonna be able to ask my lender, my loan officer, to try to negotiate better or ever terms, it's when we are under contract, right? Before that, I cannot do that.
Yes, you cannot do that beforehand. At that point, it's all advertisement. Okay, so
Gotcha.
the strategy I'm showing you needs to be done when you're under contract. So you're literally going to have two loan officers fight. Okay, like I said, fight. They both have the contract. Okay, they both have the contract, and they cannot order appraisals until the paperwork signed. Now, of course, there's exceptions, whatever. But the truth matters, you're basically setting out a bid. You have two lenders setting out a bid, and the only lender that's going to work is the lender that you sign disclosures with. Okay, so what you do is you say, "Hey, Mr. Lender A, I need, I want to lock my rate. What's the rate right now? Okay, I'm going to lock my rate right now. Okay, please send me disclosures, right? Initial disclosures, and they're going to send you this as part of your disclosure. It's going to say rate lock, yes. Okay. This is the sheet of paper. It's a 3-page document. This is the sheet of paper that you need to get. That's why I make it very clear. Locked loan estimate. Okay. So you need to get this, and then you take it and you send it to the other lender. Say, and the other lender is going to know what it is, right? You say, okay, this is the loan estimate. Now the other lender has a chance to literally compare and see if there's any room for them to give you a better deal. Okay. And an honest lender will tell you if they cannot, right? And that's good news, anyways, because you're basically telling your client, hey, you know what? The lender that you work with, the lender you initially decide to go with, they have a great deal. So it's a second opinion that gives them peace of mind. Okay. But it has to be done. And again, this is more work. But the thing is, you don't have to sign both disclosures. You just got to get both of them sent to you, and then you decide which one you want to go with. Okay. And then you proceed with the one that you lock with, right? Or the one that you decide to get to go with the because of the better rate. Okay. Now, do you effectively fire lender A? Well, lender A, you don't need to sign disclosure. You just go, hey, you know what? I actually got a rate quote from another lender that was better, so I'm gonna go with them. But that lender should still be around just in case lender B messes up or something happens or whatever, right? So it's okay to have the initial disclosures out there unsigned, right? Of course, they're going to press you to sign whatever. Worst case scenario, they can restart the loan, but hey, they can still work for you if you're needed. Okay. But in actuality, you basically just chose lender B in that situation. But it's okay to have, again, this is more work, and it's going to upset loan officers. That's why loan officers don't like it when I talk about this. It's going to upset loan officers because they're going to do extra work and not get the deal. But what really matters? The client and them wanting to save money. And because of you as a real estate agent fighting for their best interest, you get the credit for finding them the loan officer that give them a better rate. That's ultimately what matters. Okay. Uh, Hopefully that answers your question, Sonia. Now, Raman asked, does it work
You
for
did.
mixed?
Thank you.
Okay, no problem. So Raman asked, does it work for a fixed rate? Yes, this is a fixed rate strategy. Okay, basically you're getting a lender to commit to what they can provide this client in terms of interest rate, and then that number is no longer changeable because it's locked. Right. That's the reason why we're doing this, because of course, if you can change numbers, then it's going to be BS left and right. I can tell you it's a 4% interest rate, but you're not locking it, so it doesn't matter, because tomorrow you're going to say, okay, I'm ready to go with you. Oh, well, it's 5 now. It's like, what happened? You said it was a 4. Well, I mean, the race changed, things happen, whatever. There's no commitment. And really, there's no truth. You don't know what's the truth. Okay. But a lot loan estimate cannot change. That's solid. That's an official disclosure created by your company, and you must honor it. Right. So you can't change your mind or whatever. So unless of course something happens like your credit gets worse or whatever, but based on the certain situation that you're at right now, it's unchangeable. So that way that person can't play games and try to and mess with the numbers, right? They're committed. So now you're giving the other lender a chance to see if they can hit that target. If it's a moving target, they cannot hit it. You see what I'm saying? That's why it has to be locked. Okay. So yes, it can work on a fixed rate, no problem, Ramen. All right, so looks like we have like 14 minutes, but of course, there's no one else leaving, calling after. There's no one on the call after me, so we can stay longer if we need to. I didn't expect these questions to be that intense, so I'm sorry about that. maybe I'll plan a little bit better the next call.